morning, California campers. We are we're near San Bernardino, California. I think technically we're in like Rialto or maybe northern Fontana. I'm not 100% sure. Fontana, apparently, actually, according to that sign there. Cool. We're in northern Fontana on Interstate 15, heading for the Cajon Pass, which is the mountain pass that I-15 climbs up and out of to get up to Victorville, California, and Barstow and whatnot from the LA Valley. It's a smoggy day. I mean, maybe it's not smog. Maybe it's just fog. Maybe it's just low clouds. I don't know. But it's hazy. It's very hazy. That's a nice, safe phrasing of that. It's hazy. Very hazy. Yeah. We're on one of those typical LA freeways that's a lot bigger than it should be, probably. Because this is a city that does not focus on problems. It just tries to alleviate the symptoms of the problems. So LA has a traffic problem. It's got way too many people trying to all move in the same arteries of transportation. As you can see in the fact that it's relatively low traffic right now and this highway is still packed. We're 4 lanes here, 4 lanes. How many other cities in America do you know that have 4-lane highways? It's not a lot. And this highway has room for several more because, you know, they future-proofed this one at least. But LA has this problem where instead of trying to solve the problem of too many cars, not enough pavement, by solving the problem, and the problem being the too many cars part, they solve the not enough pavement part. So they just make the freeways bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, we are struggling on this little bitty hill. We're down to 50 miles an hour. Ugh. I might have to turn my hazards on if we get much slower. Come on, Apophis. We're a bit heavy. We've got 34,000 pounds on our drive axles, almost perfectly even. Actually, we're a hair over, but between Opti-idle overnight and the amount of fuel we burned this morning, I think we should be right around 34,000 by now. I hope we're right around 34,000 because there is a way station in like 10 miles. So we'll find out, but we're less than 50 pounds over. So I don't think it'll be an issue. Once we're out of California, of course, we've got an APU exemption that'll make that just not a problem. Because we have our driver comfort unit, which counts for the APU exemption, which is my 4 extra batteries and the driver comfort unit that runs the AC and the heat off of those batteries when the truck is parked. And that is in my closet, and that is a 400-pound weight exemption, as though it were a proper diesel APU, even though it is a electric unit. It's very cool. It's very, very cool indeed that it counts. But California, of course, the state that like forced APUs to exist with regulations, is one of the few states that does not allow the 400-pound exemption for the APU on the drive axle. So that's a little awkward, but not a big deal. Not a big deal. It wouldn't be an issue if California didn't make people load trailers really weird. Because California, you have to have the trailer axles really far forward on a 53-foot trailer. So you have to load these trailers a little bit nose heavy. You can't load them nice and spread out like in every other state. So of course some places overdo it a little bit. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. But yeah, no, this is way too many cars, not enough pavement. I'm curious to see what's going to happen when we get to. I'm curious to see what's going to happen when we get up into the pass, because the last few times I've crawled out of San Bernardino here, we've encountered quite a lot of traffic on the pass itself. going uphill, which is not great. Because it's a long, slow slog, and the cars are very impatient. This is a city that for some reason does not like public transit as much as they really need to. It's like the problem is the number of cars. It's not the number of people. There's plenty of space to move this many people around. It's just everybody's got their own car is the problem. Like every one of those cars that is in frame right now, you could fit all those people in one bus. You could fit every single person that has passed me since this video started onto a single train. But nope, they've all got to have cars. Yay, California. And I don't have anything against cars. Like, you know, out in rural areas, you need a car because you can't have a bus expected to go to your home. But in a place like this, where everything is so tightly packed and there's just so many people, you gotta have some public transport, you know? My own hometown of 20,000 people is pushing the limits of how many people can fit in that area with zero public transit. And that's like a fraction, a tiny fraction of a percent of how many people are here. Is this lane good? Yeah, this lane's good for the truck bypass. We definitely do not want to do 215. We want the bypass. So this interchange has one of those neat little things that California does where they send trucks off on a little journey while the cars mix together, and then the trucks come in later so that you don't have trucks involved in the mixing traffic of the two freeways, which I actually kind of like that idea. That's a good idea that California does. Though the mixing point is slightly uphill. Wow, that's a lot of fog in the valley that we're turning into. We're turning into the valley on the left, if you couldn't determine that from the orientation of the freeway, pointed at a mountain that we're clearly not going to go up. Alright, here we go. And we're there. Truck bypass. Alright. Let's merge left. Because the right lane's going to end and there's a broken down truck on the shoulder. Or just somebody sleeping. People sleep on this ramp sometimes because it's got a lot of shoulder room. And there's not enough parking in this area. It's not an ideal spot to sleep. He definitely didn't pick the widest part to park on. Probably a breakdown. Oh, there's another breakdown. Oh, that's an awkward spot. That's a real awkward spot. Oh, you're gonna start rolling now? Of course you are. I just realized I have my lights on. Oops. My inside lights, I mean. Alright, there's I-15 on our left. We'll be merging with them in a bit. And hazard lights on because we're struggling up the hill. Welcome to Cajon Pass. I like this highway because this is one of those places that I used to visit a lot in a video game, and now I get to just drive through it all the time. One of the early versions of Train Simulator, I believe it was called Railworks at the time, like Railworks 3, or like I think it might have been the first time they called it Train Simulator, after they got the name from Microsoft. But one of the really early versions of Train Simulator, the Dovetail version, was had a route where you drove a Union Pacific train down Cajon Pass. And it's still one of my favorite levels in the game, just because it's so old that it runs really well, even on the new version of the game on a iffy computer. So it's like one of the few I can reliably play on all my machines. So, you know, good level, fun level in the video game. Alright, so these 2 lanes on the right will eventually end, but we are so slow that we're going to stay in this lane until it ends, and then gradually move left as each lane drops away. That way we don't get too many people on our right. This lane will drop away in a little bit. And then we've got our way station. So we're actually doing a really fun route that I've never done before. Once we're out of Cajon Pass here, we will be rolling up I-15 into Utah. So we get to deal with the construction on I-15 in Arizona. That'll be fun. And then we get to do I-70 across Colorado, which I have never done before. I've never done I-70 between the Utah state line and Denver. It will be entirely new driving experience for us. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. We're not going to be passing anybody because we're heavy enough. I don't move left when we're crawling at like 35 miles an hour. That's just a bad idea. Being in any lane except for the far right lane, crawling up a mountain this slow is just, it's dangerous. And trucks passing each other on this hill causes a lot of accidents and a lot of backups. How fast is this guy going anyway? He's doing 30, he's fine. We're not that much slower than him. He'll pick up a little bit of speed here as we level out for a mile or two. If he stays really slow, we might be able to pass him here. Oh, this lane is about to end, so that's probably not a great idea. Yeah, just stay behind him. Maybe he'll get pulled into the way station and we'll get a bypass. Hazard lights off. Turn signal left. Indicate that I am changing lanes. Do, 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 do. Straddle both lanes while they slowly squeeze into one. And we're good. Back down to a single right lane. Alright, so this lane will last to the top of the hill. I believe. It might squeeze down to 3 at one point and then open back up to 4 after the way station. I actually don't remember entirely. Look at all that space that dude could have pulled into, and he's parked right next to the highway. He's afraid to leave the pavement. Stopping on the side of a highway is a really good way to get yourself run over, by the way, so don't do that unless you absolutely have to. And if you can, pull well away from the freeway traffic if you do have to pull over on a highway. Especially if you're in a spot like that with such a wide dirt area, pull into the dirt. I mean, this is the Mojave, you ain't gonna sink. Especially not in a pickup truck. There's a lot of places where pulling into the dirt in a semi is really dangerous because you don't know how sturdy the ground is. But in a pickup truck, you'll be fine. Alright, way station, way station, way station, way station, way station. Where are you? It's right up here on the right. I think once we're past the way station, I will call this video to an end. It's probably too long. It's 15 minutes already. That's awkward. So 1 more mile to the way station. Will we get pulled in? Will we not? Will we get in trouble for being like 34,040 pounds on my drives? Who knows? Who knows? We are kind of trusting that cat scale a lot that we're not heavier. Alright, here we go. Here's the scan. And the way in motion. Ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Boop-ba-doo-ba-doo. Bypass? Bypass! Alright. That's nice. Scales closed, do not enter. That works. That works. Makes my life easier. And we'll definitely be underway by the time we get to Vegas. There's a scan to make sure I bypassed properly. We're going to turn off the cruise control because a bunch of people are getting in front of me and hitting the brakes. Alright, that's a lot of people broken down right on the side of the road. Let's move over. We've got a big enough gap in traffic to do that. Yeah, there's a trooper in there. Alright. That was the smart thing to do then. And moving back to the right. Be nice if that trooper would turn his lights on so people would be more likely to move over. Like, even if that is accident investigation, turn on your lights, dude! Alright, climbing lane to the top of the hill. This is going to take forever. So thank you guys so much for watching. Welcome to Cajon Pass. Thank you for joining me on this slog toward the top of the hill. We're on the real steep part of the climb now. There's an escape ramp on the opposite side nearby because it is so steep. You can see the rail line down below us on the right. Very cool stuff. I like this area. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Eliodare, AzarAngel17 on Twitch.tv, Eliodare on Twitter, Xbox Live, Steam, everywhere else, Nintendo Switch. Come say hi on Twitter. I'm there all the time. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.